under the leadership of Honorable Daddy Senayaka, when he was the leader of the party. At that time, the leader of the opposition was Honorable J.R. Jayawardena. It is Honorable J.R. Jayawardena who started this National Lawyers Association, and its first convener was Honorable Mr. Paul Perra, President's Counsel. Mr. Paul Perra, while being the convener, I must say, at that time, there was no constitution for this association, or it was only a congregation of lawyers, but not an association. This continued till 2009, and 39 years later, we managed to summon more than 879 lawyers to Hotel Galdari Meridian, and at a well-attended meeting of lawyers from all over the country, and also presided by Honorable the Leader of the Opposition, Ranil Wickremesinghe, the Deputy Leader of the party, and other leaders, and all lawyer members of Parliament, and several other members of Parliament, including the Secretary General. The Constitution of the National Lawyers Association was adopted and promulgated. And it is only thereafter, unanimously, the President, the Secretary, the Deputy Secretary, and the other members of the Executive Committee were elected unanimously. It is significant that the present leader, Honorable Ranil Wickremesinghe, too entered his politics through this National Lawyers Association. So now that we have leapt forward through the National Lawyers Association with the Constitution, it is sad if anyone, irrespective of his position, takes any step to destabilize or demoralize the National Lawyers Association. The purpose of summoning this news conference was, we have heard, it has become known that several steps have been taken by several people to destabilize the National Lawyers Association. It was on the 19th of April that a meeting was summoned of the National Lawyers Association to be held at Sirikota. This meeting was well attended, and it was decided there was certain criticism and also brickbats as usual were thrown with regard to the defeat of the United National Party at the last general election. But I must say categorically, there was no resolution that was passed at the said meeting. The decisions that were taken at the said meetings were to summon a further meeting on the 7th of March to discuss amongst the membership what steps should be taken to resurrect the United National Party from the sad situation that it is now placed in. Our vote bank has reduced to 29%. The number of votes that we poll at the presidential election nearly 1.5 months ago has reduced by 1.7 million. It is sad that we are facing this situation after 17 years of power of the present government. Generally, we should be stepping forward. The opposition should be getting stronger. But whereas we are becoming weaker. It is in this context that we assemble at Sirikota to find out the reasons where it has gone wrong and to make suggestions and proposals to the party hierarchy, the leadership, with regard to reforms that are now being spoken of. So we met and decided that we shall meet on the 7th of May for a further discussion and identify the proposals that should be put forward to the party leadership at a further meeting. But soon after that, it was noted through media that another meeting has been called for at Cambridge Terrace, that was presided over by Honorable Ranil Wickremesinghe, the leader of the United National Party. It was very sad that I was never invited, Mr. Vaninayak was never invited, Mr. Gallehena was never invited. The key officials of the National Lawyers Association were never invited for this meeting. We have only learnt about this meeting through media. If there was any genuine effort to know the feelings and the grievances of the lawyers. As a matter of fact, we have had no personal grievances. But if there was any genuine effort that was made, then the party, the constitutionally formed National Lawyers Association and its office bearers, key office bearers, should have been summoned for a meeting first. And it is through that body that other membership should have been addressed to by the party leadership. But very sadly, we now note that different groups of lawyers have now been summoned to Cambridge Terrace, and they have been spoken to in random, I don't know on what basis, about certain party reforms. We are all for party reforms. Even the leadership says that he is going to make reforms in the party. In that case, it is necessary and important to find out what are these reforms. We are all talking of reforms, but nobody is talking about what are these reforms. It is for that purpose, as a group of professionals, a group of responsible professionals, decided to meet and identify what are the areas that we should make recommendations to the party for reformation. But very sadly, it has become known that the party leadership has summoned these groups of lawyers from Gampaha, Nigambu, Balapitiya, Gaul, and several other places. In fact, the 22nd meeting that was summoned at Cambridge Terrace, I was told, has been summoned by Mr. Senrath Kapukotua and also by Harsha Silva, one of the nominated members of parliament. I am sad to say both these gentlemen are not lawyers, from my knowledge. I don't know whether they have become lawyers just yesterday or day before, which is very unlikely. But as far as my knowledge is concerned, they are not lawyers. Of course, Mr. Dayapalpala too has got involved in this summoning of these lawyers. He is, of course, a lawyer, there is no doubt about that, a senior lawyer, a respected member. But he holds no position in the National Lawyers Association. So therefore, there is even in a Maranadara Samitiya, when there is a constitution, you have to do things in a constitutional way. If you want to summon a meeting, you summon, make a request to the secretary, or even to the secretary through the president, and then summon the meeting. There's a democratic way of examining what are the views of a society or an association. It is undoubted that the right of members to express their views at a properly convened meeting is undeterred. Nobody has the power or the strength, should have the strength to demoralize such meetings or to destabilize such meetings, or even to proceed in that direction. But it has happened. We are very sad about this. It is in that context, it is in the context of several meetings that are going on at Cambridge Terrace, including the meeting that the leader held with some of the lawyers on the 22nd, that we decided that we should face the press and inform the general public, as so many members of public, so many well-wishers of the party have been calling me and the secretary and the deputy secretary with regard to our position about these groups of lawyers being summoned to Cambridge Terrace, particularly at a time of huge defeat that United National Party has suffered at the last general election. We have to accept that, and we have to look forward. We can't look backwards. If you have to look forward, then we have to make the changes. To make the changes, we should know where we have gone wrong. If we don't know where we have gone wrong, we will be still stepping forward in the wrong direction. It is only for that purpose that we summoned this meeting, and we have summoned a further meeting as decided on the 7th of May. We invite all members of the National Lawyers Association to attend this meeting and discuss openly, have an open forum to express their ideas and views, and therefore thereafter we shall formalize and submit our proposals to the leader at a properly convened meeting.